y'all haven't heard from us in a while. It's been a while since we gave them an update.
Yeah, it's been a hot little minute.
Yeah. So, hey, how y'all doing?
From the Thibodeaus.
From the Thibodeaus.
How you spell it?
Thibodeaux.
Okay.
Okay, so we wanted to make this video to give you guys some updates on our lives. A lot has changed.
A lot.
Let's start with a recap. We're in July. July of last year, we got married.
We did.
Jalen moved from Houston to Dallas into my house, and then a month later, we bought an RV.
This is true.
Here we go.
It's been a lot.
And then we drove from South Florida all the way to Los Angeles and did like a cross-country trip in an RV.
The nomadic life was real.
Yeah, it was really cool. We stopped in LA and we stayed there for a month. And in January, we ended our travels and we decided to get a place in LA for a little while. Yay! And we had been there ever since. And that was the last update you all really had from us.
All I remember was setting up a doggy fence at the RV park for the dogs because I thought we was gonna be staying for a while. Pulled the on and out, set it up. Like I feel like we was gonna be there from one day to the next. It was go find me an apartment, go find me a house, one or the other.
I was like, listen, this RV life is awesome when you're on the road, but when you decide to stay in one location, you need your space. So that's the last you heard of us. We moved into a new apartment in downtown LA. Now it's time for the updates. For starters, the first most obvious update that you all have been messaging me about
What they
is
been talking about?
they're like, are you guys still in LA? Did you move back to Dallas?
Oh,
Are you gonna
okay,
stay?
okay.
We did move back to Dallas.
We did.
We moved back to Dallas, sold the house, made a really good profit because housing prices are really wild right now.
We found a place to rent for the next year, right?
Yeah. What you
Yeah.
saying, right? Really?
No, I'm saying right to the next year because Lord knows with you, we could be here for 2 weeks and you're gonna be like,
Man.
I don't know, it kind of smell funny.
We're here for the next year. We decided to give ourselves some time. Even though we made a great profit with the house, we want to make even more of a profit to buy an even bigger house and a chance for it to be a buyer's market instead of a seller's market. So we're gonna rent here for a year and then hopefully buy a place. Here in Dallas, we decided this is where we want home to be.
Yeah, we're not leaving.
Yeah.
No more.
Yeah. So a couple reasons why we decided to leave LA. First reason, it wasn't safe. I'll just start with why we decided to leave the apartment we were staying at. I remember I had shared on my story and on my TikTok, there was an incident with this guy in the elevator who like started yelling racial slurs at me, and like I felt super threatened with all the stuff he was saying. And we kind of expected him to be removed from the apartments, and then he never was, and it was just a whole thing. But I decided I just didn't feel safe with him living near me. So that was like one of the main reasons we left the apartment. And the reasons why we decided not to go from the apartment to another spot in LA, there were many reasons.
There was plenty of reasons. Honestly, I just feel like you don't get the bang for your buck. I will say that.
For
Like,
sure.
I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm here in this 110 degree weather in Texas, and I'm like, I kind of miss it, but I don't miss it that much. Like the weather is fire, but I'm not paying 2 and 3 times what you could pay in Texas for some good weather. I'm gonna just travel there on the weekend. You know what I'm saying? You trying to go to LA
With
this
a
weekend?
full wallet, right.
Exactly.
There's
so
that. Everything felt really overpriced.
Oh, in the doctors.
That's where...
Bro, we went to the dentist office, and first and foremost, I done already been in the dentist office like 3 times this year, and I ain't never ever done that in my life. I thought you were supposed to go twice a year. Bro, this lady like, oh, you got a retainer? I'm like, yes, at home. Oh, well, it's probably dirty. Oh, no worry, the insurance gonna pay for it. Let me just go ahead and make you another retainer. Like,
yeah,
they
they definitely try to run your insurance a lot. Every time you go to the doctor, they try to do everything they can to charge you on everything. It was super weird. Like, I felt like they were scamming me. And honestly, don't take offense to this, y'all. Please do not take offense. I'm letting you guys know our experience. We tried to go to the very best doctors and dentist offices. We have really great insurance. but for whatever reason, the offices that we would go to were extremely outdated. The staff messed up on several stuff, and I don't know, we just weren't feeling it. And I'll come back to a story at the end of the video. That was definitely one of the reasons.
I missed family. I think that was a big one.
Yeah, we kind of felt pretty alone in LA. Like, we have our people here in Dallas, even though I've only been living in Dallas for 4 years, removing the 1 year I was over here being a nomad. My best friend's here, I have family here, I have friends here, and then in LA it was like a bunch of people who we didn't know. And they didn't know anybody either. We knew a few, like a handful of people, but the way that it's set up, people don't just like meet up. It's weird. I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah, I just think that you have to make a really forced effort to meet up with anybody, and that's just really not who we are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just kind of like, I like a natural gravitation from party to party, and if we hit it off, cool, but it's not gonna be no forced stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like I'm making some food, come through. And we did meet, like, honestly, one person who was like that, but that was pretty much it. Everyone else, they had their own thing going on. That's cool. I super respect that.
I would say we met. We met a good handful of people.
No, I'm not. We met a lot of.
You
a
meant
lot
like
of
that
people.
were like pull up?
Yeah, like
Oh, okay.
people that we met that were just like, oh, these people, like I could chill with them because they'd be chilling.
Yeah,
But
I agree.
for the most part, hanging out with people is like a big effort over there.
Even people that I thought like, man, this about to be my partner. We cool. Like, it just, yeah, we'd be cool, but it was like, it was never like a, hey, bro, like, let's go somewhere. It was just like, you know, I had to be like watching their stories, like, damn, bro, where you at? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, okay, take my ass back home.
Yeah, and like I know that a lot of people are like, yeah, it's Californian lifestyle and whatever, and and that's super cool for the Californian folks who love that lifestyle, or the Los Angelinos who love that lifestyle. But living there for the while that we did, realize that we don't. We like the lifestyle over here more. So there's that. There was a safety concern. I don't know if you guys saw the video where Jalen like spooked me while I was walking in the street.
I'm hiding from my wife right now. Yeah, I see her. I'm in the alley.
Say, little mama, baby,
Stop, Jalen, why'd you do that?
baby, I barely.
I'm already sus.
You gotta protect dog.
No.
You gotta guard dog.
She's so scared she won't even walk. I had like my jacket inside out. I was speed walking, bro. I was stressed. And he came up to me like, "Wah," and I jumped up and like pivoted 180 degrees in the air. That was a genuine reaction. Like, I was literally unnerved the entire time I was in LA. Granted, yeah, we moved to downtown LA. It was scary, bro. Like, I had never seen people do like crack and inject heroin, and that was like a daily thing that I would see.
We really did secondhand heroin.
Oh my goodness.
Just walking past, I know you smell that crazy.
No, it was crazy. Like, there were people like pooping on the streets. There was this guy in a tree with a butcher knife, like scaring people. It was wild. And mind you, I have lived in New York. I've lived in Miami, spent summers in Dominican Republic. I have never seen no wild like this ever before.
It's out of control. I know you tired of flipping your ring.
Oh yeah,
I got you
would be
in the
like
ring.
this.
I want you to go ahead and show
Nope.
off. You know what I'm saying? But
I wouldn't wear
shit.
it or flip it inside out if I forgot to take it off. I wouldn't wear like jewelry. I'd be out here with like my H&M purse that cost me $12. Like, I was like, I'm not causing no attraction towards me whatsoever. Someone had their Rolex robbed from them. They got hit by a car and their Rolex robbed from
In
them.
front of our building.
Yeah.
Like, our building's camera picked it up. That's how close it was.
Yeah, and a few days later, this guy pooped right at the door. It was crazy. It was crazy.
I'm not gonna lie, it was crazy, but I'm grateful for the experience. I will say that.
1,000%.
Taught us a lot about ourselves. Now we know it is a Friday through Sunday type of destination.
For sure. And I've always wanted to live in LA, and I'm glad that I did, because if I didn't, I'd always want to. And I'm not saying that I wouldn't move to one of the suburbs, like maybe moving to like Thousand Oaks or Calabasas or something would be completely doable, because everything looks super nice and clean over there. Anywhere like kind of central, not my vibe.
I'm a miss Quarters though.
Ooh, yeah, if you guys are ever in LA, go to Quarters. It's like the best Korean barbecue.
Koreatown, oh my gosh. And they cook it for you. Ain't nobody got time to be burning your own meat.
That's the whole point of Korean barbecue, bro.
No, the whole point of it is going to eat, and I'm just trying to eat. I ain't trying to cook.
We have some clips to share with you. We have some news.
Dun, dun, dun.
So, while
Why you all nervous?
I just don't know how to say it. Like, this isn't rehearsed, guys. We kind of just sit here and like
Go with the flow. You know what I'm saying?
if you guys have been following us for a while, you know how we got married last year. Within that year, we've had 2 miscarriages. I feel like I knew of miscarriages, but I wasn't prepared to have one myself. Like, I knew, wow, some women may have miscarriages, but last thing I thought was that I was some woman. They were both really sad and unfortunate, and I shared my story with you guys. The first one was called a blighted ovum, I believe it was, which is when the gestational sac kind of just shows like a little yolk and then it doesn't develop into anything. The second miscarriage happened at 6 weeks, and it was like, the baby's forming. No, it's not. So when I went to a fertility doctor in LA, they ran every single test they could possibly run on a person, on both of us. And they were like, everything's okay, so no worries. And we're like, all right, so what's going on? We decided to freeze some embryos.
We decided to combine my little soldiers with her egg and then make an
And
embryo,
then freeze
right?
it, yeah. So when we're ready to have kids, not that we were not ready, but we were like chilling in LA, so it really wasn't like the time.
We had a plan though. We said November.
Yeah, we said November we would do the process
Right
of
after our
putting
30th
it back
birthday.
inside. They were giving me birth control to take before taking the hormones that are required for the process.
Right.
So I was gonna send Jalen to get the birth control, which he never ended up getting. It had been put into the pharmacy for 3 weeks, and he let it get into the pharmacy and get removed from the pharmacy because he never went to pick it up. But
Ain't
aside
nobody
from
told
that-
you to send it to Ralph's, bro.
So today we're supposed to start our embryo freezing process on this cycle, and I'm supposed to get my period today. In order to kind of, I guess, delay the process, I don't know, I'm supposed to take birth control for a week. So Jalen's gonna go pick up the birth control that he was supposed to pick up 2 days ago, but I'm supposed to start it today. And
Let me stop you.
what?
Because I already told you that Ralph got a refill your thing
And whose
because
fault is that? You
I don't-
said you were gonna go pick it up and you didn't.
I can't pick nothing up that ain't filled, baby. You gotta
It
call
was
it.
filled.
It was filled 3 weeks ago.
And you didn't pick that. My point exactly. I'm gonna start asking the lawyer questions like Depp's lawyer. And did Sarita tell you about the birth control that had to pick up? Yes.
Objection.
When was that?
leading.
Objection,
Leading. Well, ma'am, it is leading.
But yeah, so we're gonna go do a pregnancy test. Even though I feel like light cramps, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get my period. But we just want to make sure because I don't want to start like birth control and then an embryo freezing process if I'm somehow pregnant. Even though we're actually not trying, we're freezing the embryos to do this later on, but we just want to be thorough. We were gonna go back and put the order back in, and I was just like, you know what? The best step would be just to take a pregnancy test first, because you wouldn't want the hormones to affect the baby if I am pregnant. Why'd you only buy a 2-pack? Like you bought the value version of the.
You f***ing right, bro. How many tests you need to know if you're pregnant or not, bro? It only take one. I was looking for one
I
thing.
feel like I'm cramping right now, so I feel like I'm like about to get my period, but might as well. Jalen was like, nah.
I didn't say no, bro.
He said-
Don't paint me out to be
You
that.
you barely got us a pregnancy test. You got us 2 pregnancy tests.
I get it, bro. I'm just saying, bro. You were finna go on a trip, you know what I'm saying? I just was like, okay, let me get 2. That was out of the big pack.
He didn't even want to get one anyway. My reaction to the positive pregnancy test, I was literally like, oh, okay, well, we're pregnant and you know it's fine. And then I'm like crying hysterically the next minute. All right, so this is our first stick. Pretty pregnant.
That is
The
dark.
lines are very dark, so it's like hella hormones in that hoe.
But
And it
even
makes me sad because with my miscarriages, the further along I was in my miscarriage, the less blue that it would be.
but even then though, baby, it was blue immediately.
Yeah, it was. So remember, you said, oh, 2 tests. It's more than enough. How many tests do we need?
We need 2. One for sure, one for certain. Well, it's 2 lines though. I can tell you that much. It's
And
official.
then like after it sits for a little.
It's official.
What's up, baby? Don't be worried. I know you naturally gonna be worried, and I'm gonna be worried with you just cause I'm gonna worry if
Y'all
you
should
worry.
see Jalen, bro. This man is so happy, and it makes me feel bad because I'm like, damn, he's so happy. Like, what if like it's not able to work out? Like, you're so happy at the possibility.
No, I'm happy to be with you. You know what I'm saying? Through
I'm
thick and
start
thin.
crying.
You can cry, baby.
No.
Specific department you're trying to reach, or something like prescription refill, just as an example. Go ahead, tell me what you need.
Prescription refill.
Okay, prescription refill. Please say or enter the prescription number. You can also say,
I was live. I ain't gonna lie.
He was
live.
so happy.
I'm happy. I am happy. I was happy. It's just different, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that a lot of the times, like, as the men who have to experience, like, what goes on, like, we don't always know the right thing to say, how excited to be, or show the right facial expressions, because she's still at the forefront of my mind. So I just gotta make sure that, for example, if I get too excited, but she's sad, it's like, I gotta really kind of draw back a little bit and be like,
Not him
damn.
sizzling his excitement.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta take it back a little bit because I gotta really find out, like, what's going on. I think it was hard for her, but I do think that my excitement and me constantly being like, it's gonna be okay, don't even trip about it, I understand, I feel you, but we good. Third time's the charm. We got a rainbow, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, we were I was super nervous. I'm not gonna lie. We went to the first appointment. The first appointment showed a little 4-week-old baby. Mm-hmm. We went to the little baby.
little baby.
Look at the little
I said
baby.
it good. I said it good.
I'm excited. And I just can't hide it.
Don't be excited. We don't know yet.
We do know.
See a sack.
Okay.
A little bit of pressure. Let me just take a quick look first. Yep, and here is the pregnancy in your uterus. So here, nope, this froze up on us for a second. Here's the yolk sac. Actually, you must be a little farther along than you realize because there's a nice heartbeat there.
Oh,
See it right there? Isn't that cool?
I definitely see it.
And it looks like just one. I'm just verifying there's just one. It is. Yeah, it looks like you're more like around 6 and 1, 6 and 2, somewhere around there.
It was a little lentil at the time.
It was a little
It
lentil
was
at
a
the
little
time.
lentil.
And then we went back around
8 weeks.
8 weeks.
Yeah, 8 weeks.
We went back at 8 weeks.
That's perfect. Nice heartbeat there. A little flicker. And here is what we call a fetal pole. There's a little baby, and it's looking at least that far along. What we call the crown rump length. Crown is the head. Rump is the butt. And measuring beautifully, 19.6 millimeters, consistent with 8 weeks, 4 days. Your due date doesn't change. We go by the last menstrual period, but you could ovulate maybe a little bit before you thought.
Okay.
You thought.
So it grew from
Yeah,
last time. That's good.
yeah, it should. It better.
The way you've been feeling.
Yeah. Sorry, we gotta just take it.
Sorry, guys. That's fine. Technical difficulties.
Let me just take a couple more pictures.
And then we went back again. This time we left the fertility doctor and went to a gynecologist. And
9
that
weeks.
was at 9 weeks. And that, let me tell you how that experience was crazy.
Hold on, baby. Let me just tell him. Let me tell him. Brace yourself. This is the reason why we left LA. We decide to move around to no other place because it's ghetto, bro. The doctor's office is ghetto, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Like, man, don't even get
No,
me started.
it's some hood shit out there. Like, I tried really hard to find a gynecologist that had like 5-star reviews. I really wanted a woman, and she was a black woman who had like a lot of great reviews. So I went. As soon as I got there, like it was like me and Jalen, and she walked in and she's like, "Who are you here with?" Mind you, Jalen's
I'm sitting right here.
Yeah, she's looking dead at me. She's like, "Hey, so who are you here with?" And I'm like, my husband. And she's like, "Okay." And like went over there, and I was like,
And didn't even say hello, bro. I'm over here. Like, I'm
she
feeling
didn't
so
even look.
awkward.
She didn't even look at him. So that was like the first thing. We're like, "Oh, that's weird," but whatever. Another thing was that they force a pap smear. Apparently, it's our protocol that you have to do a pap smear. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to do a pap smear. I just did one in December. You're supposed to have a pap smear every 3 to 5 years if you don't have an abnormal pap smear result. She was like, well, it's our policy. And I'm like, that's okay. I just don't want to have one. Like, and I tried to make her feel better about the situation. I'm like, I just had 2 miscarriages and I don't want anyone probing at my cervix right now with like a little scraper thing, putting in a sample somewhere and sending it off. Like, I'd rather just not do it and we could do it at another time. She literally went like, okay. I was like,
She ain't lying.
bro, I was like, I know she ain't giving me an attitude.
I ain't shit.
And then she was like talking about stuff, whatever. She kept like doing this long explanation. And she was like, now, you know that this has to be a transvaginal ultrasound, right? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, okay, I'm just making sure you know. And I was like, are you implying something because I didn't want to do the pap smear? And she's like, what? No, I'm not. I was just saying, And I was like, yeah, they don't have anything to do with each other.
She just like that. That's what she
Jalen
said.
was in the corner nervous.
I ain't
He
gonna
thought we
lie.
were
I
gonna
thought
splack
she
off
was.
on
Man,
the hook.
I'm about to buy. I'm finna be some furniture moving. I thought.
It felt really condescending. I hate when people get condescending to
Yeah,
me.
she did it the worst too. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I couldn't
'cause I was
believe
like,
it, bro.
man.
I feel so. Cause I would just be like, stay out of women's business. But then I was like, bro, should I really go off on her ass? You know what I'm saying?
No, and after that, she simmered down. Like, after, I guess she just...
You checked her, so she was like, okay, this ain't playing. I can't get over on her insurance.
Yeah. I think it's crazy because it seems like there's some doctors that really just intimidate the patients to the
Yeah.
point that the patients are like, all right, yeah, if the doctor's saying it. I even told her, I was like, what are your reasoning for the pap smear? Because she was like, can you tell me the reasons why you don't want to do the pap smear? And I was like, you're the doctor. Tell me why I should. I just had one. So give me the reasons as to why I need one today. And she was just like, anyway, like started talking about how I could eat cold slices of ham.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, what she lost me, bro. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I ain't never been pregnant before, and I probably never will. But I'm just saying, I know that you ain't supposed to eat no cold cut, no meat. You know what I'm saying? You ain't supposed to eat that out the
She's
stove.
like, if you heat it up, it's okay.
Why you gonna even suggest that, bro? What if you don't heat it? Like, why would you even take that chance,
She
bro?
was probably mad that I didn't do the pap
Yeah, she
smear.
probably wanted you to eat some goddamn Oscar Mayer. Man.
And then when I was like, how big's the baby? She's like, oh, and which is crazy that she didn't give us the thing. She was like, oh, I have to go back to the desk, print it out, and measure it, and then I'll let you know how big the baby is. I was like,
You supposed to drag the little thing on the
yeah,
screen,
it's supposed
bro.
to be
Like,
on the screen. I was like, what kind of...
They're supposed to do the measurements for you. Like, why you over here trying to do arithmetic in your head? Like, that's crazy.
No, I thought that was crazy. And then when I was like, oh, well, could we get the heartbeat? She's like, well, that looks like, oh, yeah, it looks like it's like 150. And I'm like, is she counting in her head?
This is when you supposed to let us hear, and you supposed to drag the little thing from one end of the heartbeat to the other end, and it's gonna tell you. I don't want your guess, bro. I want to hear the little heartbeat. So we had to wait 2 more weeks to hear the heartbeat.
So then we came back to Dallas. What a relief. Literally, it's like we came back to Dallas, and I'm like, Jalen, I'm not going back. Like, I'm just gonna stay here.
And now we here.
And now we're here. And now you guys are all caught up. We are 12 weeks and 6 days. And then by size, we've always been measuring ahead. We're 13 weeks and 4 days. So we're excited.
We in there like swimwear.
We're hoping all goes well. And we're almost officially 100% in Dallas as soon as Jalen finishes grabbing our RV and our 2 fur babies.
Shout out to my boy Tony. Tony been holding it down.
Yeah, he's been walking
He been
the
holding
girls
it down.
twice a day. They love him. We look on the little camera. They cry when he leaves.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie.
They love him.
He was definitely a blessing to us, cause man, I couldn't imagine. Like,
no, we would have had
we
to.
have good girls, but it's like I want them to be comfortable. They're already without us, so I want them to be with somebody that they like and they like him. So
Yeah, and like when we
Worked out.
took them to that kennel, they were so depressed.
oh yeah,
Like, we're like, we don't want to take them out of their element. We're already not going to be there. They should just stay in the apartment.
this was cheaper anyway. This was cheap when we took them to that kennel to go out for 4-5 days for them 2 dogs. It was like $600.
And they had such bad anxiety afterwards. Like, it
Horrible.
took days to get them normal because they just hated the kennel. We're excited. We're excited to have our fur babies back. We're excited to be in Dallas. We're excited to be pregnant. Fingers crossed for all of you guys who have been with us on this journey so far.
And we had 1 year dying. You know what I'm saying? We had our anniversary too.
Yeah, we had our anniversary in Houston. we redid essentially our wedding. We had the chef come from our wedding. She did a private dinner. The cake from our wedding. The baker came and made the cake again, or made it. We picked it
A
up.
replica, yeah.
Yeah, with the same flavors that we got on the wedding, and
We finally used our Tiffany glasses that we got a
that,
gift
yeah.
from the wedding.
So it was cool. We had a
It
really
was a
good
beautiful
time.
time. So
Yeah. Now we're here, and because we're in comfort, hopefully you'll get more videos from us. I remember last time we're like, expect a video from us every week, and like here we are.
but I'm sure y'all understand.
Yeah, but we'll keep you guys in the loop, I promise. You guys are all caught up now.
Thibodeau say bye. Make sure that you follow, like, subscribe, binge watch, send it to your mom and daddy.
Yes, we could use all the reshares, all the likes, all the comments, and
Because we can't do
subscribe.
it without y'all.
Alrighty.
I love you.